So, on this episode, I am going to answer some questions that I have been asked over the last couple of years. I'm going to answer these questions very truthfully. Um, I'm going to be very honest in my answers. And so, with that said, I want to say that this is a healing episode. The episode, if you notice, is actually called She Deserves to Be Heard. This is a healing episode. It's raw and it's real. And so, I'm going to give it to you just like that. Um, what I do need to say is that this episode is not to dishonor anyone. This is my truth, and a part of my healing is being honest about my truth. My hope is that me sharing this with you helps a woman to find healing in her truth too. Um, so the first question is, what did the little girl inside of you need but never got? The little girl in me, she just needed validation. She just needed to know that she was worthy to be loved. She was worthy of love. She was good enough. And I have chased my whole life searching for the validation that the little girl in me never got. The ugliest part of my healing journey has been realizing my part and why my marriages failed. See, it's real hard to, it's easy to notice what someone else has done. It's real easy to just put the blame on them. When did you feel like you were failing at healing? I don't think I've ever felt like I was failing at it. I think I just found out that it was ongoing. It was a continuous process. I don't think I felt at it because I've grown so much since the end of that marriage that the marriage ended in 2021. Legally ended in 2022. It's 2025. Sometimes I forget the dates, but um, I've done so much healing and self-reflecting and growing since that marriage ended. So no, I don't think there was failure in this for me. I think it's been nothing but growth. What lie did you believe about healing that almost broke you? Hmm. What lie did I believe about healing? I mean, that almost broke me. I mean, like I said, healing is a choice. That healing is a continuous process. It didn't almost break me to find out that I wasn't healed, but damn. I felt like I was healed, one, because now I'm in this relationship and I'm ready to love this man completely. I ain't done that. See, with my first husband, I didn't think I was worthy of the love that that man wanted to give me. We were children. And no, I mean, I didn't know that that's what was happening, but I didn't think I was worthy. Because you got to understand, if you ain't felt loved your whole life, and then you got somebody wanting to give you love, that's it's foreign. It's foreign. If my normal is not to be loved, and now you want to do something that I ain't never felt, you want to give me something that I don't know what it looks like, how can I be willing to receive it if it's not showing up as the chaos or the norm? And that's what happened in that marriage, plain and simple. And by the time the husband number two came around, oh, he was full of chaos. Fuck, is his name chaos? Like, he was full of it, and he brought in the norm. He reminded me that you gonna fight for this love, and I ain't gonna give it to you, and I shouldn't have wanted it, but it looks more normal. Yeah, I know, guys. I know that sounds crazy, but that is real, raw truth. That is the truth. The second husband looked like normal until he didn't anymore. Until I didn't want to be that person with him anymore. Because you think about this, before the first husband, I didn't know what it felt like to feel loved. I don't even know if I knew what it felt like to be told I was loved. So that was the opposite of what I was used to. But I was with him for 10 years. And now I'm over here with this foolishness who has brought all the normal back, which the normal is to not feel loved. But now I spent 10 years over here feeling it. How in the world am I now gonna be okay with this? With the foolishness and the drinking and the drunkenness and all that. How? I can't. I can't go back to that. Did I know that when I married him? But I had to put the show on. The money had already been spent. The truth of the matter is, on the honeymoon, I threw the wedding ring in the fucking ocean. But I'm not who I used to be. I won't ever show up for myself or show up in another relationship the way that I did before. Why? Because this time, if I notice a red flag, I'm healed. I go the opposite. Rewind. I'm healing. I'm working on me. So if I realize that this isn't something that's working for me, I'm going to go the other way. So I'm not even going to allow the foolishness in my space. So if I'm not allowing the foolishness in my space anymore, then that I won't be triggered by that. But if the foolishness happens to show up as its representative, as we all know it does, they do and they will. If the foolishness shows up as the representative, and it's months later or even years later before you realize that you got the representative, I don't give a damn if it's 25 years later. I will leave. See, choosing you, me choosing me, is about choosing to not deal with the foolishness. Now, how you decide you're gonna handle it is gonna determine your level of growth. See, me, I'm gonna just go ahead on and go. I'm gonna go and go this way. I'm gonna go ahead and walk away. I ain't gonna fight you. I ain't gonna cuss at you. I ain't gonna yell at you. I am no longer trying to fucking convince you of my worth. So the next question is, what's one moment in your adult life that triggered your inner child the most? The moment that the most recent moment that I can even think of is when I was married to my ex-husband, my third ex-husband. Um my ex-husband didn't love me. He never loved me. My ex-husband had his own agenda for why he was with me. But this isn't about him. This is about me and owning my truth and owning my narrative and owning my voice. So the truth is I knew that my ex-husband didn't love me. My ex-husband brought stability, something I had not been able to provide my children since my first husband. So I also had my own agenda. I fought for marriage with a man that never loved me. I chased that relationship. I chased it. That is the trigger. That is the little girl in me searching for love even when there is none. The next question. How do you speak to that little girl now? What do you tell her? You're gonna be a bad bitch. Today I tell her, you are worthy, you are powerful, you are beautiful, and you damn show enough. What's one promise you've made to her that you refuse to break? That promise that I've made to the little girl in me, that I refuse to break because I've broken it so many times that it's hard to even trust me when I say I won't break it again. Yeah, we can lose trust in ourselves too. Every time you say you're gonna go to the gym and you don't go. Every time you say you're gonna eat right and you don't. Every time you say you're gonna start that business and you don't. Every time you say you're gonna do this and you don't. You lose more and more trust in yourself. For me, every time I said I would let that man go and I didn't, I lost more and more trust in me. Have you truly forgiven yourself for the seasons you didn't show up for yourself? When I tell you that most of the seasons of my life I didn't show up for me, I'm talking about gaining 227 pounds. I'm talking about marrying men that don't love me. I'm talking about chasing men that don't love me. I'm talking about forcing my last husband said to me, as he was my husband. No, no, let's be real. We're gonna be real. My ex-husband sent an email to me that said, I am with you because you're persistent. That is what I deserved from a husband. No, I didn't deserve that. I allowed it. Because in that moment, that's what I thought I deserved. That's what I felt I deserved. So there have been some seasons of my life that I probably should consider not forgiving myself for, but I don't. I forgive me. So today, I'm telling the little girl in me the promise that I'm making to me is that I will never settle again. I won't second guess myself again. I do not care how loud, how brightly my light shines and you are affected by it. Now, listen, I am capable of love. I can receive love. And I will never, never again dull my shine. I am who the fuck I am. Take it or leave it. Those are your choices. But who I am will never be dulled down again. Put some shades on if it's too bright for you. Or get the fuck off my podcast. So, yeah, healing is a choice. And every day, you have to show up with that decision. Every single fucking day, you have to get up and choose to be healed. And when I in that relationship, I was sad because I knew that I still needed to heal. Look, I'm doing better than what I was because y'all, 3 years ago, I didn't even think I was worthy of love. Today I know I'm worthy of it. Not the kind I gotta chase, not the kind I gotta convince, not the kind I gotta make see me. but the kind that already sees me for who I am, as I am, and works with me to grow. That's the kind of love that I finally, for the first time, realize I deserve. And for the first time, I'm aware of who I am and how I show up in these relationships. So when that love, husband number 4, when that love finds me, I'll be ready for him. And you might get an invitation. I, for the first time in my entire life, with the exception of my children, I don't want it because children gonna love you in and out of your shit, right? So I ain't talking about what I brought onto this earth, but what I am talking about is for the first time in my entire life, do I know what it feels like, what unconditional love feels like. And it is the absolute best feeling in the world. Because no matter how many times I got it wrong, no matter how many times I get it wrong, I still love me unconditionally. These are the questions I didn't want to answer. These are the questions I hid from, I ran from, but I'm not running anymore. I sat in these questions, I spoke on these questions, and I no longer give the answers to these questions power over me. And I honor every single version of me that has made it this far. If you're still watching, if you're still listening, I want you to know this story is not just about me. This is our story. And this season is not about perfection. It's about healing out loud and unapologetically. So, to the woman still carrying silence in her soul, this is your permission to speak. Speak out loud. Speak boldly. Because that woman deserves to be heard, and so do you. Girl Boss Coaching, where women heal, lead, and build powerful lives out loud. Thank you for listening. This is Girl Fly, the podcast for Girl Boss Coaching. Go and fly like the butterflies that you are. And I will see you next week, next Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.